Hello everybody, this is Calkos from the Haymakers doing a little vlog, of course, for Battleground, and I am planning on doing these for each of the pay-per-views, except for the big four, which will be our Haymakers recaps, of course, as we promised before. But yeah, I'm here to talk about Battleground. It's Monday afternoon. I have a little bit of time to do a vlog about it, so I will. To start, the pay-per-view is, in my opinion, the best pay-per-view of the year. Alright, it's right up there with Wrestle Kingdom 10. And I know that's blasphemy to a lot of people because Wrestle Kingdom 10 was amazing, but WWE Battleground was fantastic, top to bottom, with a couple of misses, but we'll get to there. To start, the pre-show match was the Usos versus Breezango. Breezango went over. So I guess the Usos got a residual punishment for Roman Reigns doping. Welcome to Vince's world, motherfuckers. The first match on the main card, though, was The New Day versus Bray Wyatt and his faction, the Wyatt family. The video package they put together for it was awesome. Like, I looked at that and I was like, oh, this is so great. So this is definitely the blow-off match because everything's getting split up. Braun Strowman's going to Raw. Wyatt and Rowan are going to SmackDown. So the match itself, just really, really great. I honestly thought that Xavier Woods would actually join the Wyatts and move over to SmackDown, but that didn't happen. I mentioned that in the podcast that I was not able to broadcast, but yeah, I thought that would happen. It didn't, but the psychology on display between Woods and Wyatt was great. I was very satisfied with what happened. Woods getting a second win after almost succumbing and then finally succumbing to Wyatt and his sister Abigail. It was great. I had a lot of fun with it. Also, Big E, stop doing that move, please. Just stop. You're going to die. Just stop doing it, please. I'd appreciate it, and I think everyone else would as well. Oh, that wasn't the first match on the card. I'm sorry, I got it out of order. Wow, please excuse me. First match on the card was not New Day versus Wyatts. It was Sasha Banks and To Be Determined versus Charlotte and Dana Brooke. And To Be Determined, as predicted by a lot of people, was in fact Bayley. That was like the only mystery reveal that they could do to garner a real reaction, and they did it. Bayley got a huge pop for coming out. The match was a little on the short side, but it did what it was supposed to. It brought Bayley up and gave her a main roster debut. I don't know for sure. Maybe this was determined, but I don't know for sure if Bayley is moving up to the main roster, or even if she were, what brand she'd be going on. I am not sure. But she made her debut, and I'm very happy about that. So, fantastic. Match was solid. Bayley's debut, even solider. I know that's not a word, but run with it. Next up, Rusev with Lana versus Zack Ryder. I did think that Zack Ryder would win, bring the United States title over to SmackDown, and then Darren Young would win later, bring the IC title to Raw, but that didn't happen. Zack lost. He looked good while doing it, but he did succumb to the super accolade, which is what I'm calling it now. Fuck you. Rusev, still looking pretty dominant. Not sure who he's going to drop it to. Perhaps Cena? Actually, no, they're on different brands. They can't. Rusev is on Raw, Cena's on SmackDown, so that can't happen. Not sure he's going to drop it to. Probably at SummerSlam he will. So, very good. Not much to say about that. The next match, Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens. Give me just 1 second. Wow. Match of the night, match of the week, match of the month, match of the year, second half of 2016. Possibly match of the year for the entire 2016. I can't put into words how I felt during that match. I didn't expect it to be the final blow-off match. I was expecting them to save it for WrestleMania for the championship, now that the Shield triple threat is happening, and they're probably going to resolve everything at SummerSlam. Or if not, they resolved everything now, but we'll get to that. This match was so good. The psychology on display was amazing, and it is arguably the most compelling feud of this decade. No, it's not arguably. Absolutely. This feud's been going on for 10 years. 10 years. And it has spanned, 5 different brands and promotions? PWG, Ring of Honor, CZW, NXT, and WWE. It went on for forever. And it just kept going and going and going, stretching out as long as possible. And they finally ended it, and they ended it in superb fashion. Even the springboard botch that Sami Zayn did, landing on his injured shoulder, didn't affect the match because they made up for it so perfectly, to the point where a lot of people don't even think it was a botch. I think it was a botch, but that's irrelevant. They made up for it perfectly. Kevin Owens slapping Sami Zayn on the face, pleading with him to just stay down. He didn't want to do it anymore because he knew that Sami Zayn was right. Their feud was hurting their careers. And then at the very end, with Sami Zayn on the corner making that face! Oh, it's the same face he made when he fought Neville at NXT TakeOver Our Evolution back in December of 2014. Same face. He does the hell of a kick, but does not allow Owens to fall. He needs to put the exclamation point on it to finally put it to rest. So he puts him back on the corner, runs back, does another hell of a kick, and down he goes, and Sami Zayn finally picks up that final definitive win against Owens. It was great. Absolutely stellar. Also, that brainbuster on the apron, that is 3 times. That's 3 times. Kevin Owens now has 6 lives left. And Sami Zayn will probably take them all. Fantastic match. Match of the night. Match of the year, possibly. Stellar. Absolutely stellar. Next match, of course, was the cooldown match. Natalya versus Becky. It was a match. It happened. It was a thing. Natalya won. I don't know why. Poor Becky. I wish Becky would get a win. But it's not happening. And then that match after that. Darren Young versus The Miz for the Intercontinental title. I know this isn't the end of the feud. The match was fine all the way until the confusing as fuck ending. That was really confusing. I don't understand. Like, Bob Backlund tearing his shirt off. Yeah, he looked legitimately crazy. It's a Bob Backlund thing to do, but why? Just, why couldn't you end it here? Why couldn't Young pick up the win and then they have their blow-off match at SummerSlam? Why? Like, maybe, I guess, Young's gonna win the title at SummerSlam and then they'll have their blow-off match at Night of Champions. It makes sense. But it was dumb. It was really dumb. Not good. Worst match of the night. Hopefully things get better, because I know Darren Young can do better, and so can The Miz. The next match was The Club. AJ Styles, Carl Anderson, and Luke Gallows versus Enzo and Amore and John Cena. Enzo! Oh my god, Enzo! Oh! That opening promo that they had, that Enzo had. Oh, I cannot. Wow. Alright, not to sound like a 15-year-old white girl, but I can't even. That was a devastating promo. And just the fact that Cena was there, applauding him and reacting to every single word that he said, elevated that promo to a status that it would not have been otherwise. That was a great promo. And the match itself was good fun. Nothing bad in the match whatsoever. And especially with Enzo standing in the corner, looking at Gallows and Anderson, and finally going, no, no, I may lose, but I'm not going to back down. I'm going to stand here, and we're going to see what happens. This is it. And I'm going to take this moment to say that this pay-per-view was a huge star creator. It created stars it really elevated people like Bayley, like Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens were made to look like $1 billion. Enzo looked like an absolute star. And this pay-per-view meant a lot more than it had any right to be, but it did. It meant so much, and really did a lot to bring the roster up for the new era and the brand split. They had a lot riding on this pay-per-view because it was just 1 week after the brand split, and we needed to see what happened and how everything was going to go moving forward. They needed to reassure us as fans that, yes, everything is okay. They're in good hands. It's okay. And so that really was an Enzo's match. That attitude with him in the corner staring at Gallows and Anderson is a star-making quality. People like Hulk Hogan, people like Stone Cold Steve Austin, people like John Cena, they all had that attitude of, I'm done. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of being stomped on. And I'm going to take my stature back. I'm going to take it all back. And so for Enzo to have that attitude did a lot for him. The match was fun. AJ Styles got pinned by John Cena, which means they're going to have their rubber match at SummerSlam, especially since, well, actually, no, they will be. But yeah, no, they're going to have their rubber match, and it will probably be great. And then the main event, Ambrose versus Rollins versus Reigns, Shield, triple threat for the WWE Championship. Fantastic. I feel like it should have gone a little longer. It was 18 minutes and 3 seconds. Should have gone just over 20 minutes, I think. But what was on display was great. I'm not complaining whatsoever. We finally got it. Allegiances just flipped back and forth between everybody. You had the double powerbomb with Seth and Dean against Roman. You had, at the beginning of the match, Roman and Dean teaming up against Rollins. You had that dynamic that really should have been in this match with Reigns, Rollins, and Ambrose working together at different points in the match, and then turning on each other and working with the other guy, and then working for themselves. But the Dirty Deeds looks like a gunshot, man. Just, I know I'm jumping ahead, but that Dirty Deeds, dude, when he hits it, you go down. You do not survive. It is the most protected finisher in WWE right now, right next to the Red Arrow by Neville. Wow. And Roman took the pinfall. That right there shows that Reigns really is in hot water with Vince and company. But Dean Ambrose picked up the win against Reigns and Rollins, and I loved Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan running around the ring like fanatic animals celebrating the win. Very good stuff. And then, of course, the SmackDown locker room comes out, and of all people, the Usos pick up Ambrose, and they looked so pissed while doing it. Oh my god, I don't know why this is so funny to me, because it's actually kind of heartbreaking for the Usos. They didn't do anything wrong, but it is funny. It's hilarious. Regardless, everything said and done. Oh yeah, that's right. Chris Jericho versus not versus, but Chris Jericho with Randy Orton on the highlight reel. I forgot to mention that. Boring. It went on for way too long. It's like there were two things that were needed. No enhancement needed. All right, that was a great goddamn burn. Goddamn Orton, you savage. That was great. I loved it. And then the RKO. Like, they should have gotten to the point. It was obviously scripted, and I hate that because Orton and Jericho are good enough to where they don't need scripts. They shouldn't have scripts. They don't deserve scripts. They should just go off the cuff. But it was there, but it was boring. Nothing much to say about it other than no enhancement needed. Boring. But no, okay, now that I'm done with that, Battleground as a pay-per-view from top to bottom, all around, just a couple of duds, but hit after hit after hit after hit. more than half, I think, there's only a couple of matches to really complain about, and that's Natty versus Becky and The Miz versus Darren Young. That's it. Those are the only two matches that are like, the pay-per-view was great. All-star pay-per-view from WWE. The booking has gotten much, much better as of late, ever since Extreme Rules. It's just gotten so much better. And I love what they're doing right now. Money in the Bank was very good, and Battleground was just amazing. If you have not seen it, watch it. It's fantastic. And it really makes me look forward to SummerSlam, just to see what they have in store. Things are on the up and up, once again. And of course, they'll go down again by the fall, because they always do. Regardless, Battleground, fantastic pay-per-view. Kudos to every single person involved. You did a wonderful job. I mean, Battleground, a B pay-per-view, getting all the big matches, getting a whole bunch of conclusions, making stars out of the newer roster. Well done. So good. This is Calkos for the Haymakers, signing off.